The Susana Kennedy Show on Two Oceans Vibe. It's Kinky Kennedy. The Crazy Caring Cat. Saturdays, 12 until 2. The Susana Kennedy Show.
Welcome back to Two Oceans Vibe. In studio today, we have our regular stem cell expert for us, Dr. Duncan Carmichael. He deals with all kinds of things, but stem cells is one of the exciting points. And we've been discussing stem cells for your last three interviews now. This will be the fourth one. And he has a book coming out. Do you have a title for your book yet? I haven't asked you.
Morning, Susana.
Morning, Duncan.
And thank you for having me back again. And yes, I do have a title for the book. It's kind of a long title. It's called Life is Long Enough. But then in small writing underneath that is If You Know How to Use It.
Okay.
Which is a quote from 2,000 years ago by a senator. And the point is that our life today is no different from their lives 2,000 years ago. We get worried by the same stuff. So
true.
Life is long enough if you know how to use it.
True, so true. It's so funny because we are from such different worlds professionally, and there are so many times that I sit while we're chatting and I just see these links. Like you've just said it like that, and for you it makes sense from a medical point of view. For me, I'm in film, and one of the biggest mistakes they make when they're doing period films is that people act in a specific way, but at the end of the day they all felt jealous, they all felt happy, they all felt sad, they were all people, they all had their hearts broken. And the actors that get that it's actually just a different surrounding, but you're all still people.
Completely. Well,
that's exactly the point.
One of the sort of quotes from this book, which is a very small penguin book, it's only about 40 pages long, which really suits my attention deficit approach to life. So one of the quotes from it is that many senators, so from the Roman Senate, say that as soon as I finish with public life, as soon as I finish with this, with that, then I will relax.
Yes.
And they say at the age of 60, when I finish this, how different is that to us? Not at all.
Yeah, not at all.
We're exactly the same.
Yeah, life is what happens when you're making other plans. That's why the saying is there. So tell us now, what is the latest development? What is going on with stem cell therapy? There was a case that you were just about to tell me about, but I thought I want to wait and get on air so that we can share it with the listeners.
Yes, okay, now I was dying to tell you, so let me tell you now. So there was a wonderful, famous case within South Africa recently, the little infant Pipi, who had terrible burns, and then they, from the States, got stem cells, grew stem cells, and grew it into her skin, which was then transferred back here, and then she had a skin graft with stem cell grown skin.
So they brought stem cells and they put it in her, and she actually started growing skin.
So no, they took stem cells, grew skin with the stem cells, flew it back and attached that to her.
Wow.
And then that has been marvelous. They're monitoring her on a weekly basis, and she's been doing incredibly well.
And the scar tissue, that must look completely different to what we used to from a burn.
Yeah, so we're watching and waiting to see how that progresses.
Now I have to go off what we were going to say, but
okay.
I've just got to quickly. How much does stem cell therapy cost?
Well, my colleagues in China are charging 100,000 euros for stem cells.
Per
session, for treatment. And they're getting people who were menopausal to have their ovaries working again. Are some of their claims there.
Why is it so expensive?
Because of the process and the novelty and the expense of the equipment. But having said that, then around the world it sort of becomes cheaper. So that's the most expensive place I know. South Africa is currently the cheapest place I know of in the world for stem cells.
Oh wow!
And we will be doing them for between 15 and 20,000 rand.
Okay.
Yeah. The next cheapest place is Argentina, which comes in at about 40,000 rand.
And is it readily available now, stem cell therapy in South Africa, or is it still hard to find?
It is. It's readily available, but you need to look. So you need to look for particular companies or clinics advertising it. And the problem is that because there's a lack of knowledge about it, there needs to be a transparency in how it's put across.
Yes.
So if someone comes in desperately ill and desperately wants a last minute solution, they're not going to guaranteedly get it with stem cells.
Sure.
So there's definitely an element of sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Okay.
But the point is that there's a lot of work now on skin stem cells. So there's a couple of companies, one in Stellenbosch in Cape Town, who are working on growing the cells in the skin that make us stay healthy and young, the fibroblasts. Now, if you imagine at the age of 20, you have, let's say, for example, 100 fibroblasts in your skin. You've got millions, but let's call it 100.
Fiber what?
Fibroblasts.
Okay,
now,
what is a fibroblast?
Very good question. You see, I make assumptions. A fibroblast makes the collagen. The collagen is the scaffolding and the structuring of the skin.
Perfect answer. Thank you very much.
Was that
Duncan.
good? Okay.
Yes, I understand.
So at the age of 20, you've got, say, 100 fibroblasts. By the age of 30, you've got 90, then 80, then 70, then 60. So when we're working with your skin, doing laser and peels and stimulating your skin to stimulate those fibroblasts to make more collagen, to make your skin stronger, because it's starting to wrinkle,
yes,
we've got fewer and fewer fibroblasts to work with as you get older.
Yes, because apparently we stop producing natural collagen at what, 35? Somewhere around there?
Yeah, some of us are a bit
Ladies and gents, 35. It happens. The production stops.
But the darker your skin, the more fibroblasts you have. So if you have a black skin, you will have a beautiful skin potentially in your 70s. If you have a Scottish skin like myself with red hair, you will start wrinkling in your late 20s.
No wonder.
You see? So if you have a Mediterranean-ish skin like you have a nice balance.
Awesome. I'm feeling very blessed. Liz also has a lovely dark skin, so she's got a cappuccino skin. So
both
and you
beautiful.
do have beautiful skin. Look at
Notably,
that.
you're not saying how beautiful my skin is because I got the Scottish skin. But the downside, okay, is that you guys will get pigmentation.
Yes, which I already am getting. Yeah.
And the other thing is if you get pimples, embrace them. As long as they're not too
I know
many.
you were telling me this. Why?
Well, because pimples stimulate inflammation, which stimulates new fibroblasts to make collagen. And so you get a strengthening. Every time you have a pimple, that area becomes strengthened. Hug your pimples.
I don't like hugging my pimples, Duncan.
No. So
I get them like every month. So it's totally hormonal, which we're going to chat about as well.
So we can look at the progesterone deficiencies.
Ah.
Yeah. So the point is that fibroblasts in the skin, so what these companies are working with is making new fibroblasts and injecting them back into the skin. So that instead of your fibroblast total going from 100 down to 40, there's not much to work with, we can push it back up to 100 again.
Okay.
So really rejuvenating the skin.
Wow. And what does a treatment like that cost? And how often should you have it?
I would imagine it would be a similar cost to the other stem cell treatments, which would be about 15,000-20,000 rand.
Have you started doing?
No, we are due to get our first trial cases in the next couple of weeks, but we haven't started with it yet. But we're just still very excited about it.
Yes, no, it sounds very, very exciting. And as soon as you've got your trial cases, you'll be coming and telling me about them.
You betcha.
Duncan, thank you so much for being on the show.
My complete pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And next time you come, I want to talk hormones because that's a whole nother world.
It is.
Yes, great. We'll chat to you soon. Guys, stay tuned. There's more coming up just after this.
The Susana Kennedy Show on Two Oceans Vibe. It's Kinky Kennedy. The crazy caring cat. Saturdays, 12 until 2. The Susana Kennedy Show.